well. So what makes me an expert to talk about it today? Really, I have multiple dental startups, so I had to make sure I do marketing and get all these practices super busy. So that was really the goal. That was really why I had to become really good in marketing. And with a multiple dental startups, if you guys ever had a startup or an existing practice, you know it can be challenging to get those startups going. So my mind was constantly thinking, how can I get those my startups busy and how can I get them profitable fast? So I really had to become good in marketing strategies, mentoring, and business strategies. On average, we see about 32 patients per year. We see about 300 new patients monthly. We have a high retention of patients and a high case acceptance, making us needing to open more locations because we outgrow space. But my favorite fact, and I'm really super proud of that, is I never spend on a Google ads, not $1. And there was moments when I wanted to spend money on a Google ads, but I never had to. And when I calculate my savings and what I have done for my group, I come up on average about $3 million in a potential savings over 10 years, considering all the practices and the startups, because you have to realize that startups require a lot more marketing, a lot of money, and we are in a very saturated area, highly competitive area. Every time we would open a practice, everybody would tell us that this is not a good idea because it's a highly saturated market. So marketing was important to do that. And really, because of that, because of being really good in marketing, we never paid a dollar for Google ads. And when I calculate over multiple locations, over 7 locations, and on average about 4,000 toward Google ads per month, it comes up to about $3 million. So, and also I love marketing. I love it. I can talk about it all the time. And really, I'm here today because I love it so much and I just want to share it with you. So what is changing? What is changing? Before we talk about it, I want to talk about what is marketing. What is marketing? Because all of us here are great dentists. I know you are, because you wouldn't be here at 6 o'clock on Wednesday night talking to me if you didn't want to be a great dentist and do great things for your patients, and to see more patients. So everybody here is great and they want to do the best job. But marketing is not just about Google ads or other advertising. It actually involves several crucial steps. It's really about offering the services that our patients want, and what services will solve a problem. Ultimately, we're solving problems for our patients. So we ultimately have to be present in a digital media. We have to be present online as we're problem solvers. For example, if you do root canals, you should be known in your community every time patients look for you that you do root canals, that you solve a problem of patients need an expensive and what is perceived a painful root canal. So ultimately, we have to know what services we provide will solve a problem for our patients. So that's number one. That's really number one, that we have to know how can we solve somebody's problem. Then we have to have a strong digital presence for patients to find us, that we're ready to solve their problem. And then the next step, patients finally deciding to pick up the phone and schedule online, all schedule online. And our team has to be ready to convert those patients. All we have to have an online scheduling. And I see so many people doing marketing, but then the online scheduling is not working well. So it's really important to have an online scheduling, all to have people answering phones to convert those interested patients to scheduled patients. And then the next step, patients do show up for the appointment, and that's where our case acceptance skills come in, and we really have to educate and convert those patients to scheduling that next appointment. And finally, patients are scheduling and completing that treatment. And ultimately, that's where, again, our skills and our team skills matter. So this is what marketing is. Marketing is really, again, not just about Google ads, and it's not just about doing advertising, but it's about understanding that there is a different stages of marketing, and we have to look at the marketing process addressing every one of those stages. Today, I'm not going to talk about all of the stages. Today, we're only going to talk about the services that you want to offer patients to solve the problem and how to increase your digital footprint so more patients can find you. And that's what we will talk about. So that's one area of marketing we will be talking about today. And this area is changing rapidly. This is, I call it AI search. So for simplicity, I will call it an AI search. But really, the big fancy word is a Google search generative experience. So this is what's changing. And I will talk about it today. So now, if you guys can really go to Incognito, you can use your phone or you can use your computer and think about the problems that you want to solve for the patients. Maybe it's an emergency dentistry. Maybe it's a root canal. Maybe it's a hybrid bridge. Maybe it's an extraction of wisdom teeth. And put it in Cognito. Um, does anybody know what Cognito is? How you do it on Cognito? Let me show you the screen. So you would have to go, you would actually have to go incognito right here, because this will not keep track of your search. And for example, and you will put down what patients may be looking, what patients are maybe searching for. For example, I will be saying that I need root canal. I will, and the reason I'm doing it because I want you to understand how people are searching. People are searching, for example, the most common keywords that they will be searching: dentist near me. That's a number one thing that people will be searching. But again, that's not a really quality keyword, because I don't want everybody that is looking for a dentist. So I want, for example, today I want to look for the patients. They want a hybrid bridge. So I want to say, I need, I will go to Google. This is how people will be searching. So I'm showing you how patients that are coming to your office will be searching. So let's put this, I need a root canal. I need affordable root canal, no insurance. This is what people are searching. So this is really what a um, great marketing is when you look at it. And when you look at it, this is really all the sponsored ads. This is what a Google ads. And why people scroll down by scroll past them. Sometimes they will not scroll past them, but a lot of times they will, because people are looking to solve the problem. So they're looking, I need an affordable root canal, no insurance. And I will actually put Lincoln, Nebraska, because I'm not in Lincoln, Nebraska today. So I have to put a location. So really, this is an advertisement. People will scroll by it. This is an advertisement too. So that's really, people will be looking right there. Gentle, affordable root canal therapy in Lincoln, Nebraska. This is what most people will click on. And really, if you go down, there are going to be more. That's another office of mine. 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 That one is mine. So really, there is no way the patient will click, and we will end up seeing this patient. But what I want to show you today is really how I am going to mute just so we can hear better. But please feel free to use a chat. And so this is what people are going to be searching for. This is how they're going to be looking for new dentist, and how they're going to be looking for. So that's what I want you to understand, that when you're looking at the AI driven search, this is what people are looking for. That's how they're searching, and Google adjusting to that. So Google will be giving results based on what its patient is looking, to solve that patient's problem. And Google has been doing it. Google has been really good about user experience and giving a patients what they're looking for. But today we're going to discuss how is that changing in AI world and how that's making difference on working with the Google bots and algorithms and all of that. So today I'm just going to simplify as much as I can what it takes for an agency or for you to take that first spot on Google, even with the AI driven search. So let's get to it. And if you guys have any questions, please use a chat and I will keep an eye on it. So really what happens, basically what happens that even now, as of today, Google wants us to have a great experience. They want us to solve problems. They want us to solve problems. They want to be able to help a patient that is looking to solve a problem. And the websites that are really comprehensive, websites that show that they're willing to solve the problem, always come up first on a Google page one. So what does it mean? With the new algorithms, and with what Google is trying to do, Google is saying, hey, this was important to us. Now it's more important than ever. This is more important than ever. And for some of us, for most of us, we want to say, oh my gosh, we are so tired. Google changing algorithms all the time. Everything is changing so fast. How can I keep up? How can I keep up? Because there is so many changes, so many algorithms. Even CEO experts say, I'm exhausted. What do I do? Do I keep spending money on Google ads? Do I hire a senior person? How do I do that? How do I overcome? Well, before you make those decisions, you have to be educated on what a Google is looking for. So I'm going to go through it. Fantastic news that really, even through Google, is changing a lot of things and is changing what things fast. It's still the golden rules, what matter as of today, still matter and still will matter in the next year. So today I will cover those golden rules, and it will help you to feel optimistic about it. That hey, this is really comes down to some solid golden rules of a search engine optimization. So golden principles, what are the golden principles? We will go through these golden principles. We will go through gain online mentions, be social, develop content, address new topics on how to solve a problem in depth, incorporate AI in creating new content, and really increase your conversion rates and user experience. And then I always love to talk about train your team. I'm a great marketer. I'm a great mentor. I know that all of my marketing campaigns only have a high return of investment when my team is trained. So if my team is not trained, my marketing campaign become expensive and absolutely pointless. So it's extremely important to train our team as a part of every marketing campaign, because then my conversions are a lot higher, my return on investment is a lot higher. So I always want to say, and I always want to add it, that making sure that our team is trained on what we do and why we do that and how we solve the problem is very important. So let's dive into what things. Gain online mentions and be social. This is extremely important to Google. Google wants us to be social. What it means, Google wants us to have interaction on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. YouTube is amazing. If you want to really be indexed by Google fast, YouTube is your best social platform, because Google will index YouTube content before they index our websites. So YouTube is very important. But really, when we talk about online mentions and be social, it's very important to realize that all of these social platforms are scanned by Google, and Google wants us to be interactive on those platforms. I don't want to say that I never recommend to just have somebody from your office to do that, because it's really your brand, your reputation. So I don't really let anybody just to do that anymore. I train people carefully because I want to make sure that things go on social media do represent our brand well. So that's a side note. So Google bots love to see that we are active on a social media. So another thing that, for example, if you make a post or if you make a reel, reply to that, reply to those comments, reply, talk to people. If patients are commenting on your reels or they're commenting on your Facebook post, always like it, love it, always comment on it, because that interaction, that's what Google wants to see, for our websites to be higher on the search engine optimization. Number two, get your Google business profile, claim and optimize it. So this is really important. And this is actually more important sometimes than optimizing your website. So really, it's important to optimize your Google My Page, Google My Business profile. And you really, if you look at your data, you will get over 10,000 people checking your business profile every month, and your website maybe only getting 500 to 2,000 people's visits. So it's very important to have a Google business profile optimized. I will actually argue that it's even more important than optimizing your websites or even paying for Google ads. So there is really strategies to optimizing your Google business profile, and making sure it's optimized and updated is an incredibly positive thing for search engine optimization now in an AI driven world as well. So this is really important. I cannot say that enough. My person that is highly trained to for CEO, she has been optimizing Google My Pages or Google My Business profiles for the last 2 weeks. So she really has not been working on my websites. She has been working on Google profiles for all the dentists and optimizing them, because that's really important to have it optimized. And when patients do search for dentists, they really will, your profile will come in the top 3 searches. And another thing that you have to know, that most patients will be using Google Maps to find us instead of going to Google and looking for us. So when we have an optimized Google My Page, we have a much more traffic going to our website. So people calling us or even scheduling. So I cannot say enough how important it is. That also goes for creating, for collecting positive reviews. Even if you have negative reviews, it's fine. It's fine. But collecting reviews regularly shows Google that you're very active on Google My Business profile. And it's really tells Google like, hey, this is a very reputable websites. This is reputable local business that are very active. Let's put them up higher on a search engine. Let's bump them up to the page 1 because they're very reputable. So it's very important to get positive reviews. If you can take anything out of today, have you Google My Page business, Google My Business profile optimized, and collect positive reviews. This is a slide that I have that you can actually follow steps. And this is really broken down on how to optimize your Google business profile, steps for success. I will share this presentation with you. You will all get a copy of that. So no worries if there is something that you don't have to take notes. You will get this presentation. When we talk about gaining online mentions and be social, it's very important. Again, don't limit your profile to Google My Business. Again, it's very important to optimize your profile on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and a TikTok. I know it's time consuming, but that's how it's that's really where industry is going. That's where AI-driven search is going. And if you don't have it figured out right now, it's just good to start planning and saying, okay, I have to get social. I have to make sure that I am not just focusing on a websites, but I'm very active on a social platforms as well. And the next strategy, you may have heard that it's a EAT framework. So basically, this is what Google tells us. Hey, your content has to be E for expertise, A for authorityness, and T for trustworthiness. So what it means that content that we create, what we create for our websites, have to meet those guidelines. If it doesn't meet those guidelines, Google won't even index us anymore soon. It won't even index. It's really, it will be so important that it's important now, but moving forward, it's extremely important to making sure that our content meets those criteria. And really, it will bump your SEO score. And another important part that it will actually prepare you to be optimized for voice search. Very soon, we will be talking to our phone more and more. And it's very important to be optimized for voice search. But again, if we have a content that meets criteria of a EAT framework, we don't have anything to worry about it. We will be fine. We will be fine with the AI-driven search. We will be fine for voice, optimized for voice search. We will be fine, completely fine. So I want to share, how do you create that EAT content? How do you do that? How do you do that? It's really, really easy, and I will show you how to do that. It's really easy. It has to be comprehensive. For example, if we're talking about emergency dentistry, we have to break down all the major emergency dentistry commonly asked questions and answer them. So we have to break our content by categories that covers everything about dental emergencies. So this is really important in order to write EAT content. How do you do that? I have this really easy tool for you. It's called Answer the Public. You go to Answer the Public and you will put a problem that you want to solve for your patients. For example, you will say root canals, and Answer the Public will give you this chart of commonly asked questions, and some of them repetitive, but it will give you a chart of commonly asked questions. And what the best strategies you can do is start writing the content answering those commonly questions. But then you can make content for your Facebook, for your Instagram, for your TikTok, via Reels, answering those commonly asked questions as well. So really, that's the best strategy. If you do that, you will win with Google every time, every single time. You will win in a marketing game every time. The secret is right here. Because if you do that, you create a comprehensive, in-depth content that meets EAT requirements from a Google, and you really start seeing a lot more traffic to your website. And also, you will have that content on your social platforms, and you will be driving traffic from your social platforms as well. But really, the key is to create a content that people actually searching for. They're searching to solve a problem. They're not just searching for a dentist. They're mostly searching for specific problems that they want to solve. So you may ask, can I incorporate AI in creating new content? Yes, you can, and you should. It's taken me about 10 minutes now to create a comprehensive content. And really, some people will say, well, AI written content is forbidden. No, it's not. It's a total myth. You can create AI content all day long. You just want to make sure you create a content for humans, not bots. So when you use AI to create a content, you still have to do some work. You still have to humanize it a little bit. But really, you can use AI content. You can use AI generation tools to create your content. And if it's really super easy, I use Uber Suggest, and Uber Suggest will create SEO optimized content for any problem you want to solve for the patients. I just tested it, and I didn't include the link, but I will do that. I will include the link, and you can see that it took me less than 10 minutes to create that content. And it was, you will never be able to tell that it's an AI generated content. And really, it was well done, and only took me 10 minutes. Danny Sullivan, a big guru from Google, says, we don't care who creates a content. We don't care. You can use AI, you can use humans. The content has to solve a problem. The content has to be written for humans to solve the problem. Google just wants us to be helpful and solve the problem for patients. And they really don't care how we write that content. Any questions about it so far? I will actually do cosmetic dentist. I want to cosmetic dentist, Lincoln, Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska. I just want to show you content that I just created. This is where you want to be. This is actually Google tree map where you want to be, but this is a content that I will put it in a chat box, and please look at that, because this is the AI generated content all the way. It was a 100% generated content. You will never be able to tell. Again, I had to do my team did some other things to make sure that we have great pictures and great text, but it was an AI generated content. So you can look at it to see what it looks like as well. So improve your conversion rates, and user experience. Remember, Google is all about experience. Google wants us to provide a great experience. And it means that on a technical side as well, that means that our website has to be mobile optimized. Our mobile speed has to be fast. Some websites look beautiful, but it takes too long to upload, and patients don't like it, and Google doesn't like it as well. So we really have to make sure that the easiest way to check is to pull up your site on a phone and see how it looks. And if your website looks good on a phone, that means you're mobile optimized. But if your website doesn't look good on a phone, or it takes too long to upload because of the extra details that you have on your website, that is not a Google friendly website. That needs an attention, because again, Google wants to have a positive user experience. They want potential patients come to our websites, find the answer to the problem really quick, and then to be able to use our website easily. So few other things that the simpler websites, the better. The less things you have in a menu, the better. The less pop-ups you have, better. And again, for you as a dentist, you really want to have scheduling and online scheduling to convert those patients and offer them better experience. So again, if you don't have an online scheduling, I would highly recommend it, because it's really important for patients to have that seamless experience from finding you to scheduling with you. And again, it's a great marketing. And again, we really have to remind a lot of you may ask, how do I know? How do I check this data? Actually, all of you have an access to Google Console, and now G4, and using those free tools by Google, you can actually determine how is the user experience for your patients, how much traffic you get, what is it, you can get so much data that it's really the best to use those platforms instead of a marketing agencies giving you things, because sometimes I don't know what they give you, but sometimes it seems a little hyped up. So Google G4 and a Google Console give you the straightforward, honest data on your traffic, user experience, and any potential IT problems that may be there. it also gives you information on which pages are visited the most, and anything you want. These these two consoles will give you information. So again, it's a Google G4 and a Google console. Google console used to be the only thing that we had, but in July, last July, we all moved to Google G4 as well. So now we have both of them that we can use. And again, when we talk about that user experience on your website, it's really important. It's really important because it goes along with the point that I discussed before, EAT, where Google will say, hey, his website is really well optimized. There are no technical difficulties. Patients are smoothly moving from one page to another one. Let's bump it up. Let's give it a higher SEO score. So it's very important. It's very important not just how your website looks, but how it uploads, how patients moving through that, and to make sure that it's really fast and easy to use. And finally, I want to talk. This is not about AI search, but we still work with humans and train your team for high conversions. I just did a huge marketing campaign on a hybrid bridges, and we usually charge about $25,000 for a hybrid bridge. And when one patient called and asked one of my team members how much your dentures cost, the team member replied $25,000. So that was a horrible answer. The person needed to be retrained right away. But what I needed her to reply is saying that, hey, our dentures start at 2,500, but we offer with life-changing procedure that is not a denture. It's non-removable porcelain bridge that stays in and doesn't have to come out. And we do offer that as well. So obviously my person didn't handle it well. She needed more training, and so I had to train her. So this is, again, it's always a good reminder to me that people say things, and we really need to make sure that we are doing marketing and paying your companies, and um, we really want to make sure our team is trained. So few things I want to add to that. Regardless, again, we really want to remember that no matter how well we do in marketing and bringing new patients or spending money, ultimately it comes down to train our team members. And an AI bot. And here's what I want to say: AI bot, because team members, and I will mention what I mean by AI technology helping us with that. But our team members or communication AI bots that we use for our practices, they have to know top procedures, understand the problems we solve for patients, understand how we solve those problems, the treatment we offer, and understand the cost of these procedures and the value of those procedures. So again, I cannot state enough how important it is to train our team. But I also know that I have trained hundreds and hundreds of people, hundreds. I created hundreds of rock stars. And sometimes it's just working with humans. They get tired, they don't feel well, they get bombarded with tasks, they just don't have the best phone calls sometimes, or they don't get to those online appointments really quick. So because of that, I am adding extra AI technology to convert all these patients that are coming from our communities and wanting to schedule and want to be seen, but maybe I don't want to depend so much on my team for converting them, or I do know that a lot of patients will do it after hours when my team is not available. So because of that, I do believe that AI technology has to be used on top of training the team. So this is what we will. We use a AI bot. We use a AI bot that actually will tell patients, like anything that you want to say, the bot will tell the patients, and it's all been a professional matter. And it's really the goal of that is to convert the patients and schedule them and add them to the schedule. So regardless of how much marketing I do or how great my results are, again, it goes back to the team. And then a team is not always at their best, or they're simply not available. So because of that, I do believe adding AI technology to convert was interested patients into scheduling. And another thing that I will do is really to add a AI. I will go with Mango fonts because Mango fonts is the cheapest fonts that you can find. They're very affordable. They have a great service. And also, I will be able to scan the phone calls for what people say very quickly. So I will be adding AI technology to really making sure that I have some eyes and extra help for my front desk or business teams. So in summary, I want to say that you really, when we're talking about AI driven search, everything is changing, but some things are remaining key things. And really, what are the golden rules of SEO and a great marketing, and what things still need to be emphasized and focused on, and what things I will just summarize. We do need to get online mentions, be social. We do need to be present, not just on Google, but we need to be present on a Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We need to develop EAT strategy where we write in a content that is helpful, authoritative, and trustworthy, and we write in a content that patients will be looking for in solving the problem. And then when we write in this content, we don't need 20 pages on our websites. We don't need it. The days of that are over. We don't need to have 20, 30 pages. Actually, Google not even going to index all of those pages. They will only index pages that follow EAT strategies. So what it means that if you wanting to place dental implants, or you want to do root canals, choose your top services that solve problems for patients, and write those pages on in depth. Write those pages, create those pages with information in depth that solves problems. And again, don't be afraid to incorporate AI and create a new content. Don't be afraid, because that's really it's really, I have been doing it for a long time, and it's Google will tell you it's fine. And some people that will tell you that it's not fine, they just don't know what they're talking about. Or they just don't know how to take that AI written content and make it a human, put a human touch on that. So, and then improve your conversion rates and user experience. Again, it's not just about a content and what we write and put out on our websites. Our websites have to be super fast to use, super easy to use, and the patients have to have a great user experience. And finally, train your team for high conversions, because if we can do great marketing, if we have a great marketing team to help us, but our team is not confident or doesn't know, then our conversion rates will be really low. And because of that, adding AI to help them is a great idea as well. And that's how you win in a modern marketing for dentists. So that's how you really will win in an AI driven search. And that's how you will win in this fast changing landscape. But it's still really driven by the golden rules. And what's coming up? What is coming up? Just to help you out, because as I mentioned before, I have multiple locations, so I have to be really good about mentoring, marketing, and creating strategies to make my life simpler to run those offices. So I do have a bootcamp class coming up on December 4th to 7th for people, for the front desk or business coordinators. So that's coming up. And if you want to be beta tester for my AI bot, I will open a few spots. I cannot open a lot of spots because using AI technology is really something new. So I have to be really careful for credibility and trustworthiness. And really, it's really not it's not like testing online scheduling. I'm testing AI communication bots. So really, if you want to be tested, I will open. If I will have a few spots to open. And finally, if you have a marketing agency and they're still charging you a lot, but you're not sure how well is they doing, I have a checklist I can share with you, and you can go through the checklist and tell your company like, hey, here's the checklist. Can you please share with me where you at? Where are you at on those points? So score yourself. And this is very appropriate to do. I do it with my software company. I do it with my software team. This is really appropriate to have a checklist, to have a KPIs that you can give to your marketing agency and say, can you please tell me where you're at with that? So if you want it, I will definitely share that with you. And if you want me to audit or help you to audit, I can do that as well. Does take me a little bit, but I can help you with that. And that's it. If you want to connect with me and learn more, please connect with me. I'm very social too. I'm super social. I love to support. I love to help. And really, if you have any questions, you can message me, you can text me, because I just love to support and help. So any questions, anybody has any questions for me? You guys can unmute yourself, and if any questions, I'm here to answer them. And
Yeah, I had one comment. So you mentioned G4 and Google, I think it was Google Search Console. I've been using Google Search Console, and that's showing us some good metrics. Can you show me what you see on G4? I don't know exactly what I'm looking for when I open up G4, even though we have it installed for our sites.
yes, and it's really, if you don't know what it is, it's actually really can be frustrating because there is a lot of information. So G4 will actually, okay, to simplify it, Google Console will show you how Google sees your website. To simplify it, that will show you how Google sees your website. Is it a user friendly? Is it how many patients actually come to your websites? What do they search for? And what do they look for? When you look at a G4, that's actually becomes very specific on how your website interacts with the patients. If I can just so basically, G4 will tell you exactly who came to your website, where they came from, and what you can do, what can you improve to keep those patients longer on your website. So G4 just gives you a lot of information. It can be overwhelming. I'm still overwhelmed every time I look at it. I am honestly, every time I look at G4, and if I open it for all of my 8 websites, I'm overwhelmed. It takes me, but truly the bad thing, what I'm seeing is a really unique number of visitors to your websites. Because if you look at your Google console, it will tell you that you have 2,000 visitors. But when you look at a G4, that will be a lot more exact, and it will maybe tell you that you have 900 unique visitors. And this is a this is a pages that they're visiting, and this is how they find about you. So it becomes really helpful to know where your traffic is coming and what kind of what quality of the traffic is. And if you want more, I can shoot out a little. I have more answers to you. I can shoot out a little tutorial to you as well. But I hear you. It's very frustrating. It's overwhelming with all the data that you have. Anybody else? Any other questions?
Yeah, just a quick one from my side. So
Oh,
you had mentioned using, generative AI tools to create content, like text content. Do you have any suggestions for generative AI tools we can use for image content so we can
yes.
create some images?
Yes, I love Leonardo AI. I love Leonardo AI. ChatGTP just created let me see if I can do that. ChatGTP 4 version just created. Let me go to it. You can see it. Let's see. ChatGTP. Let me just pull it up for you, okay? And ChatGTP 4. So this is actually a great question. I have to share it because I just love this tool so much. So this is you can pay for Chat 3.5 or you can pay for Chat 4. Again, I don't use ChatGTP for everything. I don't use it for everything just because sometimes it has kind of a old-fashioned voice. It's just sometimes it's too AI-ish for me to use it. But what you can do, you can actually go right here and you can actually tell ChatGTP what kind of voice you want to have. So I will get to the images. So you can actually go to your website, copy and paste some things from your website and say, represent me in this voice. And then ChatGTP will write a content based on a voice that is already given to your business or given to your websites. So that's a really helpful tool. But what also you can do, you can say, create an image of a dentist. Just something like that. And that's it. It will create an image right there. You don't have, and guess what? You have all the rights to it, which is an amazing part. You don't have to pay anybody for those images. That's yours. But those images can be great for some things, but not the best when you use ChatGTP. So it can be not the best. So this is actually really decent. But if I have to add any words with the image, it does a lot of misspells. So I don't love ChatGTP for images, but it's still pretty good. It's still I like it. So, but Leonardo AI is my favorite way to create images. So really, this is a great way to create free images already with your paid subscription. But then if you want more, and if you want a lot more images, Leonardo AI does a great job with images. And actually, it does such a great job with images that you can use it before and after. You can use it for patient testimonials. You can use it for you just can use it for there are such a realistic images that you can use them. So that's so far. I'm sure there is more AI platforms that create images, but that's what I am using right now. And I kind of go back and forth between those two platforms. Any other questions? Did it help you?
Yes, it did. And I'm thinking in lines of when we click flyers for a referral program, things like that. What capabilities are out there? So it sounds like Leonardo.
Oh, let me show you. This is fabulous. This is fabulous. Okay, you want to create flyers and you want to create, let me go to Canva. This is actually amazing. This is my new favorite tool. And this is my new favorite tool. This is called the Magic Design, Magic Studio. This is AI driven. So really, all the content, you want to create flyers, you want to create videos, you want to create thank you notes, you want to create anything you can imagine, you just imagine and put it right here. And let me just mute something really quick. Okay, so this is really the best tool you can use. And again, most of you will have a Canva anyways. They just came out with a Magic Studio and a Magic Design maybe just a few weeks ago. But I've been using it. Literally, I can create a content. This is actually amazing tool. If you want to create images and flyers and PowerPoints and even videos, you literally go here and you just say what you want, and it gives you templates. It's AI creating that for you. And sometimes for all 7 locations, I can create an amazing content for social platforms, for Instagram, Facebook, in minutes. This is actually one that I just created, and I think it's actually not bad. This is AI generated image of a person. I didn't think it was I thought it was pretty decent. But anyway, so that's really, if you want to create images and anything else that comes to your mind, Canva, that AI driven now, and